It's 2019, it's Munich in Germany, and it's Bauma. And we seem to be sitting in a giant deck chair. What are you thinking, Lily?
I thought you said we were going to the Bahamas, not to Bauma.
In your dreams. So this is the world's biggest trade fair of any sort, I think. And for models, we can expect to see quite a few new ones. Oh, it's good to see machines doing things, even if what they're doing seems to be just a little bit pointless. We've got some nice models of tunnelling machines. There's the cutter head going around, and if we film behind we can see all of the workings of the tunnelling machine.
Flying position. The last thing we'll have to do will be pin the left side of the fly connection. Need 10 to catch this for Chris when it gets here. Now it's kept.
And you give me the flyer for the museum. Yeah. Yeah. You got it right. We're leaving. We'll be back. We'll do that in the walk down to the flyer.
Okay, so one of the things I'm sometimes asked is what are the parameters of a good model? Well, some of you may know, I hope you all know, that on the Cranes Etc. website I've published my rating system. So that's my way of looking at models and kind of coming to an objective assessment as to their quality, features and all that kind of a thing. So if you want to see the rating system, you can go and see that on the Cranes Etc. website. But let me just talk you through the sort of things that I think are important. So we'll start with the first of the categories, and that's packaging. Now, some people would say the packaging is not very important. What matters is the model. But the way I look at it is that the packaging is an important part of the model. So on my rating system, I've given it a mark out of 10. And the kind of thing you're looking for is a good quality box. I kind of think a model should have information about the real machine. Good model has instructions if there are features and how they work. Certainly if there's any assembly to do, you should have instructions that tell you to do that. If there are special tools needed, those are all plus points. So you'd expect a reasonable model to get 7 out of 10 on packaging, I think. And a really good one would get maybe 9 or even 10 out of 10 if the packaging is exemplary. I guess if a model came wrapped in old newspapers, might only get 1 out of 10. Quite a few models are available in kit form. So one award we'd like to make at Bauma is the tallest tower crane, and that one appears to be this Wilbert machine that's on the Zoomlion stand, and we're judging that by the height of the cab on top of the tower. But there also seems to be a competition for the shortest tower crane, and as you can see we've got a few examples here, and they're fairly short, but maybe we'll find a shorter one. Oh, and here's Lily driving a crane. Well, driving the windscreen wiper anyway.
Be careful, bro. 不幻想无脸危险 all around. Attack, no pretend. You don't know. That's how the story.
There's obviously something about big construction machines that drive kids crazy. So now we've got one of the big tower cranes, and this one's at the Wolfkran stand, and it's their biggest luffer. So another new tower crane model. This one is from Conrad, and it's another Wolfkran model, 7534.16 clear. So looking inside the box, we've got some instructions, and as usual for Conrad models, you've got some foam and plenty of parts to be building. The model is on sale at the Wolfkran shop here at Bauma, and it's €240. But at least for that money you are getting a big model. And it looks impressively straight when it's built up out of the box. And here we have Wolfkran's effort at the shortest tower crane at the fair. So in considering the parameters of a good model and how I rate them, the second category I look at is detail. And for detail I give a mark out of 30. And the sort of things we're looking at in terms of detail are obviously details within the casting, whether they're hydraulic hoses, lights and controls in the cab, obviously small graphics, all things that add realism. We obviously want the model to look like the real machine or the real truck, but I'm not one that gets out the measuring device to try and work out whether the model is 1 millimetre too big or too small in true scale. I think what's important is, does it look right, whether it's actually spot on to the nearest micromillimetre. That's all a judgment I make, and that's all under that general category of detail. Another new model that's interesting and is coming from WSI is this model of the Spearings City Crane, and there's a prototype on show here at Bauma. Looks like an early prototype, but it'll be a good 1:50 scale model for tower crane fans. And of course, as it's Bauma, there's not just the model, there's also the real crane. And here on the Manitowoc stand is this particularly beefy new Potan tower crane. Look at the size of the metalwork on that. There's a new model by Conrad, and it's the Grove 4100L-1, and it's on sale here in a kind of a Bauma limited edition. And actually the general level of pricing here at the Manitowoc shop is pretty good, and some reasonable offers there. So for the next in the series of what are the parameters of a good model, I think we'll discuss features. So again, on the rating system I use, I give models a mark out of 20 for features. So what we're looking at there are things that are moving parts. So on a truck that would be steering, maybe suspension. Other features could be opening doors, excavator arms and buckets and how they move and all the rest of it, and whether things are detachable. So obviously we'd like to see excavator buckets removable from excavator arms, even though it seems not very many models have that for some reason. And if you're talking about cranes, obviously you want to see that the hooks work, the jibs work and all the rest of it. So overall we try and make an assessment of the features of a model. As I say, I give that a mark out of 20. Another new model from CGM Models of Italy is this Gecko crane. It looks like all of the boom sections, apart from the lowest one, are probably made of plastic. On the JSO stand is their tower crane model. This was, or is made by Ross, and it was first seen at the Nuremberg Toy Fair this year. And JSO had the real crane on show at Bauma, and it's a biggie. Here's a beefy mining truck. It's Chinese and it's in 1:1 scale.
Ja, maar je staat niet voor, dat gebeurt u, dat overkomt u. Ja, ik heb een beetje dikkers gekomen. Dat is dan wel hoor.
So no visit to Bauma is complete without a visit to the Mammut store, and they've got their own stand here. And one of the things they've got on display is the prototype of the DMAG AC700. Oh, well, as usual, Lily's having fun. Found a new toy, have you? So here at the Mammut store, they've got a sample of the DMAG AC700 in a brushed metal livery, because it's only a prototype, not painted yet. And we can see that the boom goes up if we use a big hand crane. Well, it goes up quite slowly. Maybe that hand crane's just not quite strong enough. One thing we can say, based on the prototype, is that there's lots of metal in the model. So here is the painted sample of the AC700 in Mammut colours. And the paint's probably still wet because it's only just arrived. Senny Bogan had 10 upgraded or new models on show, including this truck from Conrad.